Welcome to all. Hope all of you are doing well. From a Railway Carriage is a poem written by Robert Louis Stevenson. In this poem, he describes about the sights he sees from a railway carriage when he travels by a train. Robert Louis Stevenson was a Scottish poet and a novelist known for his works like Treasure Island, Kidnapped, and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He had written many books, and his works have been translated into many languages. And many famous writers have praised his works. I hope that many of you have traveled by train. And when you travel by train, most of you would like to be seated near the window. And why do you want to be seated there? It is for you to look out through the window and watch the things happening outside. And how do you feel when you look out through this window? And what are the thoughts that come into your mind? I hope many of you would be lost in thoughts and you would be in your own world thinking of the things that you see outside through the window. The poem From a Railway Carriage describes the poet's journey by a train. It says about the poet's thoughts and observations when he was sitting in a railway carriage. Let's read the poem. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle, all of the sides of the hill and the plain, fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again, in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles, all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and there's the green forest stringing the daisies. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumbering along with man and load. And here is a mill and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. Now let's see the meaning of the first stanza. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, and through the meadows the horses and cattle, all of the sides of the hill and the plain, fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by. In this stanza, the poet describes the sight that he notices while traveling in a train. He says that the train runs faster than the fairies can fly and the witches can move. The train moves or rushes forward like the way the soldiers attack their enemies in a battlefield. It rushes on, leaving behind bridges, houses, fences, and ditches. When he travels by train, he notices that the train rushes forward, leaving behind all these things: the bridges, houses, fences, and ditches. Ditches are drainage found on the sides of the roads. The poet sees horses and cattle grazing in the meadows. The poet also says that the train crosses the hills and plains very quickly. The train moves very fast like the drops of rain falling in a storm. The drops of rain fall one after the other very quickly in a storm, and that is the way the train runs very quickly. He is comparing the train the fast moving train to the drops of water falling in a storm. And as the train moves forward, he can see the painted stations in the wink of an eye. That is, by the time he closes and opens his eye, the station passes by. So fast does the train move. Now the next stanza. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and there is the green for stringing the daisies. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumbering along with man and load. And here is a mill and there's a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. In this stanza, the poet says that he sees a child climbing a steep ground awkwardly and hurriedly with great difficulty. And while climbing this ground, the boy was gathering the berries from the brambles. And as the train moves, he sees a homeless man looking at the moving train with amazement. In the next line, he says that he sees some ladies in the grassland making garland with daisy flowers. Stringing the daisies means making garland with the daisy flowers. He sees some ladies in the grassland making garland with daisy flowers. Next, the poet sees a cart full of load with a cart driver sitting on the top of the load, moving slowly on the road. He also sees a mill and also a river. And he gets only a glimpse of all these things that he sees from the railway carriage. He gets only a glimpse of all these things and they are gone forever as he travels by the train, looking through the window. Hope you enjoyed the poem. Take care. Bye-bye.